we'll move it right along. Ladies and gentlemen, a woman who I consider to be like a sister to me. I do. Shut up. Fuck you. Mary Gray. Mary Gray.
Aw, thank you. It's good to see all the people I invited on Facebook. Pardon me, I'm still getting over tuberculosis. That's what I get for being raised by Jenny McCarthy. So, it's time for fan fiction. You know what I'm a fan of? Meghan. Yeah, I know. And the rest of the Nerdaissance roster. So, guess what I wrote my piece on? Pride and Prejudice. A Nerdaissance farewell, dedicated to the great Meghan. Meghan sighed contentedly as the brilliant sunset beamed through the glass wall of the chamber, playing off the haze of smoke in a hypnotizing dance of light and motion. Man, this is just beautiful, she thought, a huge grin breaking over her face. This sunset is the bomb. No, wait, it's the tits. It rocks my socks? No, that's stupid. What does that even mean, rocks my socks? Why would you rock socks? There's like so many other things you could rock. Rock my cocks, rock my box, rock my locks. Lock. Oh my God, that's right, I'm locked in here. Meghan jumped up and ran to the chamber's clear door, pounding and screaming to get the rest of the troops' attention, completely forgetting that they were the ones responsible for her incarceration. Haley! Joe! Anybody help! Outside the chamber, everyone stared in mild surprise at Meghan and her sudden burst of energy. Mary turned and looked at Joe, who nodded solemnly. He grabbed a remote off the desk and pressed a large button labeled Activate Weed. The chamber filled with smoke until Meghan was barely visible and the pounding ceased. Mary closed her eyes and sniffed the air hungrily. Joe cleared his throat. Anyways, back to business. Around a large table decorated in snack crumbs, gouges, empty beer and Malbec bottles, and maybe a little bit of cum, sat the entire Nerdaissance roster. Well, most of the roster. Some of them couldn't make it because they were too busy having families and being productive members of society and not constantly masturbating or doing drugs. Like that makes them better people than us. Assholes. At the far end of the table, Haley sat playing with a knife she had carved from the thigh bone of the last man to compare her to Tina Fey. Glenn sat next to her, eating the remains. Whatever surprise we come up with for Meghan, it better be good if we want her to forgive her. If we want her to forgive us for locking her out of the meeting like this, Haley said, picking her teeth with the point of the creepy knife. Yeah, she's not gonna like this at all, guys, Glenn mumbled through a mouthful of muscle. Also, when do I get my blood deposit back? Joe gave him a puzzled look. Come again? Glenn rolled his eyes. The blood deposit that symbolically proves our devotion to Nerdaissance and grants us entry into the meeting? Jesus. Joe sputtered. Hold up, you gave us your blood. Yeah, like 4 pints. Why do you think I'm eating this dude? It's not like you bastards gave me any cookies and OJ. Joe glared at Mary and dropped his voice to a whisper. Did you take his blood? Mary nodded. Why? Mary shrugged. Funsies. Joe shook his head and faced the rest of the group once more. Yes, Glenn, you will be receiving your blood deposit back at the end of the meeting. Mary inched in closer to Joe and nudged him gently. Don't promise anything we can't deliver. And trust me, he doesn't want money. Joe ignored her, instead banging his squeaky comedy gavel on the table. Back on topic. Meghan's going away surprise. It needs to be something really over the top. Something that really lets her know just how special and important to us she is, and how much we're going to miss. The pounding started up again. God damn it, shut up in there! Joe mashed the activate weed button 4 times in quick succession before jamming it into his pocket. And within seconds, a heavy thud was heard from the bedroom.
You said I can't handle my shit, Mary?
You'll see. Mary leaned her head into the gentle air current and whimpered. We could burn effigies of her enemies with her enemies inside them, Adam offered. He was seated directly next to Molly, with whom he had been engaged in a deadpan competition for the past 2 weeks. Their warring wits were as dry as California, and indecipherable as the satanic runes carved into Joe's lower back. I told you never to speak of those, Joe hissed at the narrator. Sorry, Joe. I say we purchase a tasteful erotic cake, Molly suggested. No one could tell if she was serious or not. This was 100% the norm. Suddenly, Mary happened upon a wonderful idea, one much better than when she tried to combine butter and beer, or when she realized she could make fried pickles anytime she wanted. Here's a thought. At the next show, why don't I write a piece about Nerdaissance? It could be pretty funny if I write some fiction about people that we know, and I think Meghan would really get a kick out of being in someone's story. Everyone stared at her silently, waiting for her to realize on her own how fucking stupid this was. Her smile slowly disappeared from her face, and she sulked off from the table, bumping Joe on the way. He rubbed his arm instinctively before realizing he hadn't truly been harmed by a mortal since 1648. It's a long story. Well, does anyone have any other suggestions? Come on, guys, there's no bad ideas when you're brainstorming. He peered over the table, looking for signs of life or thought from basically anyone at all. Everyone stared into space. Molly, any ideas? Molly opened her mouth to speak, but Haley quickly cut her off. Whoa there. She promised not to be funnier than me as long as I carve a knife out of the next person who compares her to Daria. Molly nodded. Yeah, that's true. Joe found this an acceptable deal and moved on to the next person. Myron, you've been pretty quiet. Got any ideas? Myron, who had been sitting silently in the corner, looked up from the MacBook he was using to edit the last show. Not really. I've been too busy doing literally everything else. Absolutely no one found fault with this. Joe rubbed his temples with one hand and gripped his gavel tight in the other. All right, well, someone is going to have to come up with something. We didn't go to all the trouble of tricking Meghan into containment with an elaborate maze of mirrors just to let her down. If she's gonna leave, she's gonna leave, so let's send her off right. All of us are gonna band together to surprise Meghan with... Surprise me with what? Came a chipper voice from behind Joe. He whipped around in his chair. Meghan stood behind him, smiling and bouncing on the balls of her feet. Joe gawped, amazed that she could even be standing after so many doses. Seemingly reading his mind, Meghan said, "Oh, yeah, I have a pretty big tolerance by now." Joe furrowed his brow. That still didn't answer how she got out. He tilted his head past Meghan to look at the containment cell. Mary was standing in the center, grinding her face into the ceiling vent and furiously pressing on a small metal rectangle. Joe checked his pocket, same side as the arm Mary had bumped. The remote was gone. Glancing back up at the table, he saw that Haley was already busy carving cartoon dicks into the table, and Glenn was retching up mountains of flesh and most of what little blood he had left in him. The side of the room was beginning to collapse inward from the combined weight of Adam and Molly's monotone deliveries, slowly creating a comedy singularity. Myron simply didn't give 2 shits. Joe sighed and hung his head. Fuck it, we're just gonna dedicate the next show to her. He banged his gavel twice to dismiss the meeting. Squeak, squeak. So far away.
Everybody give it up for Mary one more time. I didn't have a squeaky gavel. God damn it, if you'd let me know how to
I was fucking looking for one.
I would have brought
Closest I got was that Mjolnir.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sad.
yeah. The tiny Mjolnir.